So you're the new apprentice. Honestly, look at you. You look like something the cat dragged in. You're a mess. What happened? Oh, wonderful. I ask for an apprentice. They send me a tadpole. Now don't give me that look. You are in the presence of one of the greatest tome keepers in the land. I go by the name of Aesica. Now don't begin that line of questioning. That is my name. That is who I am. And yes, when you address me, you will simply know me as teacher. Is that understood? Yes, well, good. Let's begin with our first lesson. Just what did the Grand Master actually tell you? Did he give you any indication as to what she would be helping me with? What you would actually learn from me? So they told you nothing. Terrific. Then I had better fill you in on the matter in hand. Firstly, what do you know about the Tome Keepers? Good. Then you know at least that much. Yes, we are the keepers of the ancient texts and scrolls created to protect the Andarian monarchy. And before that, the Antaeus Empire. Please at least tell me you know about the Antaeus Empire. Oh, great. The blank look on your face tells me you know nothing about the empire that stood for thousands of years before the Great Fall. What do they even teach in the villages these days? Seriously, does no one remember the Antaeus Empire except for the Tome Keepers? It dates back thousands of years, as I have said. Back to time when the now-lost city of Antaeus was the capital of this continent. It governed the entire continent from Bloodspire in the west to Lioness in the east. Bloodspire? Capital of Shadowmire, now known as the Plagued Land? Tell me you've heard of it? Okay, how about Lioness? Capital of the Kingdom of Avalon? No? Seriously? Does no one remember the old world and how it once was? A time when the Empire was great and true? Before the great downfall and the loss of Antaeus? Do you not listen to a word I say? Antaeus, the lost ancient city, fell during the war that saw the first monarch rise to the throne and form the Andarian monarchy. No one knows where this city is except for us. We can't simply go and find it. We know its location, but accessing it requires a member of an ancient bloodline now long lost. We are the guardians of this secret, and we are prepared to take it with us to the grave. Something tells me you are not so keen upon that concept. Please don't tell me they've sent a coward to be my apprentice. I need someone with a hint of bravery and courage. We are definitely going to be participating in some dangerous excursions, you and me. Well, for a start, have you ever heard of the crown of the Tyrant King? Well, we have no interest in that. Our prize is far more precious than that. Have you ever heard of something called the Heart of Iron? Well, judging by your blank stare, I gather not. Very well, I shall explain. It is a device that can create mechanical life, a machine of great power beyond our wildest dreams. There is one of our groups that needs it to complete a specific project they are working on. The Grand Mage by the name of Artem is also a Tome Keeper, and we have been helping him with his Sentinel project. Now here is the clever thing. Artem has fooled the Forge Masters into building the machines, convincing them he will give them a life through bounded magic. This is not the case. He wants the heart of iron to complete his task. Without it, we cannot hope to stand against the vampires. Not even Volkov knows our true intention, but if we succeed, we will see the end of the vampires and no need for Ondarian armed forces. A valid question. This has everything to do with the lost city of Antaeus. Without a bloodline to open the doors, there is another solution. The heart of iron can not only give life to the sentinels, but it is also a bypass key. It will allow us to gain access to the city. Imagine all the lost artifacts and writings hidden away in the ruins. What treasures we can uncover upon entering it! Everything hidden in that city is of great value to us. Our origins are lost, but many of us, including the Grand Master, believe that the first Tome Keepers held meetings beneath the Imperial Palace in the catacombs. Once we gain access to these chambers, we will be able to gather all the information we desire. Perhaps we can even set up our own secret settlement. Who informed you of the Calvari? You should not be speaking of them. Besides, they vanished long ago, just after the fall of the Tyrant King at the final battle of the Civil War. You saw a young girl being taken from a cave? Where did you see this, and who was it? Where did they take her? Vampires? Necrotia? This is not good. If the vampires have a Calvari prisoner, we need to work fast. They could easily turn her. I guess you need to know now, but the Calvari are bloodline members of the Antaeus Empire. They can access the city. If Volkov knows this, he will gain access and destroy everything we are chosen to protect. No. This changes everything. Absolutely. There's information there that would be powerful in the hands of the vampires. I only hope his interrogation techniques are not too effective. In fact, if I know my history of the Calvari, they would rather die under torture than part with their secrets. No doubt that they will use a corpus spell to make the Calvari settlement look as if it has been in ruins for centuries. What can we do? Well, tell me, how do you feel about a small rescue mission? We need to get that Calvari woman back from Necrotia. Don't worry, we are immune to vampires. We've been enemies for a very long time since Volkov became the first vampire. However, that is a history for another day. I have no doubt that Volkov will begin his interrogation process immediately, saving his most terrifying torments for last. The only problem we have is finding a way into Necrotia and finding where the prisoner is being held. By the time we find her, it possibly will be too late already. As I have said, however, if she is as resilient as the rest of her people, she will say nothing and keep her secrets. Good. Now I have one very important question for you. Scepter or blade? The Vulcan scepter releases a stream of flame, allowing the incineration of a vampire. It's quick and surprisingly quiet. It instantly turns them to dust before they can even scream. The blade, well, dagger, on the other hand, allows for close-quarter combat with a quick attack. It also allows for a sneak attack. So, what are you? How do you identify? Mage or rogue? Interesting way of putting it. However, I also believe you have made the right decision. That will serve you well in our mission. Now, that's exactly what we need to work out the finer details of. However, I do have a plan to get us into the city of Necrotia. However, it may be harder getting out because once they realize we have rescued their prisoner, they will be pursuing us. A vampire in pursuit is not a good thing. A distraction? Why not? I think I know of the person who could help us with that. In fact, leave that with me. Believe it or not, you may be more useful to me than you realize. Perhaps they did send me the right apprentice after all.